Ba-dum-bum-bum. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make carousels using AI and make them quick and make them help you get more clients. And we're going to explain why carousels are the best way to do it as we show you how we're making carousels. So we're going to start with ChatGPT. If you don't know me, I'm Leland Redfield. I run the operator room where I teach solo entrepreneurs to grow profitable coaching businesses. And my wife and I also run a large online yoga membership, and we teach the principles that we've learned building our business to other people inside the operator room. So it's free. If you want, below you can click a link to join. And here's some of the stuff that we teach. So first, we're going to talk about carousels. Carousels are great for coaches and experts. They're high leverage. They can position you as an expert. And so we want to be able to create them, and we want to be able to create them fast. And so I'm going to show you guys the prompt that I use to create them. Here's the list of the formats of the carousels that you should create. So you should have lists, how to, X, Y, controversial, trends and updates, open loops, lessons, storytelling, cheat sheet, and a day in the life. Those are the formats that typically work. And so when you're getting started, that's what you want to try. Try the stuff that's already working. And so how do we make those fast? All right, so we have AI. Obviously, you want to start with a prompt. And so I have this super prompt. So it basically says, create 10 carousels. It gives it some who you are. You are a top 1% Instagram content strategist specializing in this. Make these carousels, put it in this format because that's going to be with another AI that we use. We want them in this format. And then there's just some other stuff at the bottom here. I'll have this entire prompt in the description of this video or in my Skool group as well. So if you want to join, you can get it there. And I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to put it in ChatGPT, and we'll see what it uses. And so we're going to use ChatGPT to create the first couple carousels, and then we're also going to grab the information that ChatGPT says. How do you make a carousel using AI? Grab information from ChatGPT. I use a software called AI Carousels. It makes it quick and pretty, and then you upload it to Instagram. And there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but this has been the cleanest and best system for me as I've been doing this for the last, just trying to get better and faster at it, right? So let's see what it says. So this first one is going to be lists. So let's see what it comes up with here. Import carousel. Actually, we're going to hop over to, so I already have the color and font for the Instagram that I'm creating this for. So that's the color and the layout. So we're going to copy and paste it. All right. So 7 carousels that attract premium coaching clients. That's pretty good. Let's add the tagline. Simple, greater than busy. So again, really quick, I used that prompt. I grabbed the output. I plugged it into AI carousels. There's links below for AI carousels below this. And then this is pretty good. So most solo coaches, and so most solo coaches are designed. So I don't like having that much text on the first slide. So I'm going to delete it and just make it pretty simple. So authority lists, buyer lists. So these are 7. We're just checking to see how good this carousel is. So 7 carousels that attract premium coaching clients. Authority list, good. Buyer awareness lists, constraint-based lists, anti-checklists, process lists, outcome lists. Those are all pretty good. One list can outperform 30 random posts. Save this. Good. Access free to get a free carousel. So again, if you join my free school and you are a good fit, I'll make you a free carousel. I'll write the copy, I'll send it over to you, and you can test it and see if it works for you. Let's hop back over to free carousels. All right, so this one's good. All right, so let's download it, and then we'll open it up. We'll hop over, and we're just going to do this we're going to do the whole thing here. So we're going to open it up, load it, make it the right size, and then add a location. We'll say Colorado, and then we need a description. So I'll just go over back to AI and say, write a description for the first carousel. Remove all the bold text. Problem isn't posting more. Perfect. So grab that. We'll just share this right now. So did that one. I don't know how far we are. A couple minutes in the video. Now let's go back over to this prompt and we'll say, now give me the second carousel again. All right. Grab that. Got it. Go over to AI carousels. Paste it in there. And we have imported our second carousel. That looks like it did not work. Import carousel. All right. Let's see carousel number 2. How to turn one idea into leads with carousels. Less theory, more leverage. High-performing carousels don't teach everything. They got attention. Yeah, we're going to delete that again just to have the first hook on the page. See how it's done? Pretty good hook. All right, let's jump over to this one. Start with a pain. Open with a problem that your buyer already feels. Skip the tips. Yeah, so if I was opening with the pain, right, it's creating carousels is really hard for your business, and a lot of times when you create them, they suck and lower your authority. So the pain is you don't have enough clients, or you don't know what to post. You're lost on social media. Reframe the problem. See why they're doing it isn't wrong. I don't like M dashes because that makes it look too AI, obviously. Just incomplete. This lowers resistance. So how do we reframe the problem? Carousels are not hard. They're easy. They're the most powerful thing you can do for your business. Introduce a shift. One clear idea, let's do this instead. Idea one carousel, one idea per carousel beats complex frameworks. Show proof. Reference some patterns that you've seen with other clients. So I've got a bunch of proof in my Skool community. Outline the path. Give 3 or 4 high-level steps. Right. So that's this whole video is outlining the path too. So you can see that I'm making a video about the carousel that we're doing. Right. So the path is ChatGPT, AI carousels, Instagram, easy. Open loop, hint at what changes. Yeah, so I mean, the open loop, right? Let's go back. Hint at what changes. So one of the things that changes with carousels is that when people do Instagram, they don't do it in a way that boosts their authority. They do it in a way that makes their authority plummet. And because of that, the more you post, the worse your business is going to do. And carousels are a really powerful way to boost your authority if you make them look professional and you have good knowledge. Carousels are a very good way to articulate that in an authoritative way. Versus, even if you're dropping the same knowledge in a reel, but your presentation is weak, your authority is going down. If you don't like talking, this can be a great way to just get more clients and build more authority. Teaching isn't the goal, movement is. I don't like that at all. Structure sells. Teaching isn't the goal, movement is. That's okay. Every slide should move the reader. I guess, yeah, that's okay. All right, let's download that. We'll open it up and I will post that one later from my phone. So I'm just gonna grab these and airdrop them. Actually, just airdrop them over and I'll post those later. All right, so let's do another carousel. So give me carousel number 3. Choose your lane. Import. So again, copy it from ChatGPT, paste it into aicarousels.com or .com, and posting daily versus posting. We're just looking at the text doesn't quite fit. Posting powerfully. There we go. Posting daily. Both get attention. One builds calm, one scalable person businesses. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's see the rest of this. Posting daily. Posting daily, optimized for consistency and visibility, rewards volume, not clarity. So that's a big point, is a lot of times we want to feel busy, so we post and we post because we think that we're working. But it dilutes your message. And as a coach or an expert, you want to be known for being very clear with how you think, how you view the world, who the enemy is, how to destroy the enemy. And the more you post, the less that message is potent. It gets watered down. So posting daily can't be the best thing. Posting strategically is optimized for buyers and positioning. It rewards precision, not frequency. So very similar to the last one. Daily posting results, likes, replies. This is so good. Messages, but little buying intent. And so, yeah, one of the quotes that comes to mind for daily posting results is that 90%, 80% of the commenters don't buy, 80% of the buyers don't comment. So a lot of times, if we're getting lots of comments, we think that that's a good post. We should replicate it. We should replicate it. But the buyers a lot of times don't engage on social media. And so you don't want to confuse a lot of engagement with a post that's going to generate a lot of leads for you. And so posting daily will get you more vanity metrics, but it might not be building the belief that's going to cultivate more buyers down the road. Strategic posting results. Fewer posts, more saves, profile clicks. How do I work with you DMs? Yeah, one of the things as a coach or an expert, you want to optimize for saves on Instagram. So you want to have, if you're doing carousels, you want them to be so valuable that people want to save them and come back to them later. That's really one of that's the direction the algorithm's going, is saves and shares. So your carousel should have enough information that people want to remember it, save it, and revisit it later. So the best carousels are ones that people either are going to save for later use or share with somebody else. The hidden cost. So the hidden cost, what's the hidden cost of posting daily? It trains you to perform the algorithm instead of positioning for premium clients. Yes, so the algorithm becomes your master. And the best thing you can do is position yourself properly. And so if you're chasing the algorithm, you're going to be closer to Mr. Beast, who has one position, instead of, it would depend on the niche, like a Tony Robbins or Alex Hormozy, who's maintained very, very high positioning. The upgrade, 2 to 3 authority-driven carousels per week, outperform 7 generic posts. Yes, optimize for authority and saves on your carousels, and you'll have much better results. Consistency is useless without direction. Get rid of that M dash. Fewer posts, better clients. Comment access for a free carousel. So that one's pretty good too. We'll download that and we'll post that one later. So let's do one more. Give me the next carousel. Let's see how they did with this one. So again, go to aicarousels.com, import carousel. You've already got your colors and your font and your text right. Where'd that go? And let's see this. And this is, let's see here. Why most coaches content shouldn't teach. Unpopular but true. This is going to be a good one. I like this. I like that topic. If your content explains everything, you're training your audience never to pay you. This is where solo coaches get it wrong. Yes. So 100%, a lot of coaches, and I'm guilty of this as somebody who's coached a lot of people online, will say, just teach. If you just teach, then eventually people will want to buy from you and it will help. But there's some other things you need in place too if you want to be able to attract the right kind of clients. So teaching feels productive. It gets saves, compliments, and shares, but rarely sales. So again, it does feel productive. It is useful to an extent. So let's figure out where. Education lowers urgency, right? So that's a big thing, right? Is that if you want people to purchase, you have to say there's a problem and needs to be solved and I can solve it, instead of saying, here's how you solve the problem. And then they go and solve it. And not only have they delayed the time that they're going to pay you or invest in you or invest in themselves, they've also you've educated them, right? So they might not need you or they might never come back, right? They might go find somebody else to solve the next problem. So education lowers urgency. You want high urgency if you're going to get buyers. Buyers want clarity. Premium clients don't want more tips. They want to know exactly what matters and what doesn't. 100% buyers want clarity. The real job of content is to diagnose the problem clearly so they can recognize it themselves. This is a great carousel. I have nothing to add. What to do instead? Teach less, how, and more why this isn't working. Insights convert faster than instructions. And so as I'm teaching you guys how, I might be breaking this rule, but you're seeing what works as we do it. So this is what changes: fewer lurkers, more qualified buyers, DMs, shorter sales conversations. The shorter sales conversations is something that unless you've been coaching online, you don't understand this. But if you're education heavy, then a lot of the people who have a call, hop on a call with you, they just ask you questions and they want to dig, and you either need to be a good salesman and say, happy to do that once we start working together, or what the tendency is that people will just teach them on the call for free and they'll waste a bunch of their time and those people will never purchase. And so if you position yourself right when people are on the call, they're already, I just want to work with you. How do I pay you? How do I work with you? They're not focused on education because you've trained them to be focused on solving the problem instead of your content always educating. If you educate all the time, when they hop on a call, they're going to think they're going to get educated. If you diagnose problems all the time, when they get on a call, they're going to want to pay you to solve their problems. Great content creates demand, not dependency. Great content creates demand, not dependency. That line kind of sucks. Great content creates demand, not dependency. Maybe it's good. You just need to think about it for a while. If they need you to finish the job, you're doing it right. I like that. I'm just going to copy that one. Delete, delete, and we'll just do that. Position over permission. If they need you to finish the job, you're doing it right. Common access to the free carousel. So again, if you want a free carousel, join my Skool group. It's right there. I've got this last one, so let's go to AI Carousels one more time, download, and then I will post that one later. So again, if you are trying to create carousels, ChatGPT, this prompt, I'll have it down below this video. I'll also add it into my Skool, and then aicarousels.com. And there's a link below the video for aicarousels.com. One last thing before we hop off is that if you don't have mini chat, a lot of these will say comment access. And so if you don't have mini, if you have mini chat, you know what this is. But if you don't have mini chat, then there's a link below for this video for it. But what it does is when people comment on your Instagram post, they get an auto DM, an auto direct message where you can invite them to take the next step. So they can send them a Calendly, send them a link to your school, send them a paid course or a free gift. But it does a couple things. It helps you build a list of people on ManyChat that you can communicate with, but it also gets more engagement on your carousels and all of your content. So it almost everybody who's using Instagram as a business tool also uses ManyChat. So if you don't have it, link below. You can try that as well. Other than that, apply to join the Skool. I'd love to see you in there and meet some of the other people that we work with, and hope this video is helpful.